as best we could, um, and they will and do, I believe. And so we now have those developed, and so they will be used as accordingly. Um, Example interview questions. We have that link there um, in this agenda. So that's just general um, questions that are examples of what might be asked. But that does give you some idea of the general types of questions asked for this type of position and this type of work. Um, we will go over what can and can't be asked each time we meet. We did discuss that. So we do have questions that legally cannot be asked, and we'll make certain the committee's fully aware of those, as well as those that can be asked. So we're fully informed, and so Lano's making sure we are aware of what those are, and I, as your chair, will make certain that the committee is fully aware each time we meet as to what can and cannot be asked of the applicants. The rubric has been developed to score the applicants as we move through the process. It has been tailored to our needs, I think, based largely on the job description, which has been made public, but it is standard procedure to have some sort of scoring system for applicants with this larger pool and with this larger committee as well. And so I did ask that of Kay and her and Kristen, and they assured me that we are within bounds to do that, and it is compliant with all rules, regulations, and such. So, having said all that, are there any questions? Are there any questions from the committee, or are there any questions from our public with us today? Hearing none, I think we have a lot of people who are in need to leave today, leave a little early. So, for various reasons, I want to thank everyone for your attendance, your suggestions, and your feedback. They were noted and used, and so in our process. And I want to thank you all for your involvement, not only today but as always in general. Um, you're you are heard, and we appreciate you. Having said that, I'm going to move now to public comment. Are there any public comments?
Karonda Corley has her hand raised.
Yes, Ms. Corley, you have the floor.
And the rest of the board for the executive director search. Um, um, One, I'm inquiring on if we actually entered into a contract with Mr. Fleming, considering that we consulted with him so much in regards to the requirements and the responsibilities for an executive director. Legally, we cannot have him working for free. That is an EEOC violation. And so I'm encouraging our council to retroactive enter into a contract with Mr. Fleming for his diligence and hard work in regards to actually giving hours and hours and hours of information for consideration for the role and responsibilities of an executive director for this search. Secondly, um, the organization in which we hired has actually breached the contract because they actually led us to believe that they were actually competent enough to fulfill our contract. So I actually encourage and urge our executive committee to reevaluate the contract in which we did and make the necessary changes. Third, I'm imploring and urging our council and the committee to actually be extremely accountable and transparent with this search and remember that we are under a federal obligation to ensure that we have someone that is not only competent of the DD Act, but also look at our hiring practices in which we have, and that we have not been meeting according to the Civil Rights Act and other federal laws. So those are my encouragements for the council today. And I hope that the council take these matters sincerely as well as take them imperatively, because they are of the greatest urgency. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Your comments are noted. Any other public comment? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Stephen. Do I have a second to Stephen's motion for adjournment? Thank you, Michelle. Do you have any objection? Hearing none, the meeting